Welcome everybody back for some more Season 2 of Timberborn with the Iron Teeth. We're about 2.6 days away from a drought, and I've let the game play out for a little bit off camera so that I can get some stuff built up. We're currently in super fast mode, and we are about to finish building all the water wheels, which all of them are spinning except one. We do have a lumber mill here. I've moved it from over here to over here, and I'm going to place in another storage thing. I've also doubled up the storage up here and added some extra storage for water and stuff down the side. And I believe that's all I've done. And I've planned out what the buildings will look like down here, but they're not going to build these three at the moment. So, plan for today's episode is number one, make it down to this area here by going and creating a very direct path, or as direct as I can make it, using platforms, which I will now unlock now, and the stairs. Now hopefully this should be able to get down to at least that path there, hopefully. Let me just quickly click on this district center. Yeah, they can just about get to there, and we can always move this across here for a little while. Once this is obviously built, we will demolish it and actually fill this up with water. The reason why I want to go down here is to get the extra wood. So if we plonk that there, they can then build that down there and get all of that wood. Let me just quickly mark it for cutting, like so. So that will get cut down once this area is actually constructed, which I shall also super prioritize. Okay, so they will build up this, and I'll be back with you guys once they are completed. Oh, it's going to be completed very soon. So they're going to get away, and I'm actually going to prioritize this job just so this can get filled up and collected. That guy looks like he's running out of some stuff, so I'm also going to unlock the water dump, but we do have to wait for 250 science, and once I unlock that, that will be placed here, and will slowly fill up this with water and make the majority of this area green. And we are now in the drought, so I shall also pause both of these, which also dries out like all of this, and means that this is unusable, so we'll pause that. Two unemployed people, and they will stay unemployed for a little while. Unless I could make my way to the staircase. Not quite. And I shall demolish this. They should get that done like pretty quick. And maybe now they can get up there. If I add a path. Can they get up there now? No, not quite. So I'm going to wait until I get some more science. In the meantime, this will all go, and then we should be able to survive the dry season. We've got plenty of water. We can always turn the water pumpers back on. I'll keep a close eye on it, and I'll see you guys when we have enough science. So welcome everybody back. We've waited for the 250 science. I've also added in some more scientists, and we are in the second drought. We completely survived that first one. I've added in some extra storage, some medical beds, and some more water storage, and some grills and planters and potatoes. But we now need to add that water pump in. So let's head and unlock the water pump. This does need a beaver technically, but as soon as you get a hauling post, which I will be building momentarily, we will also not need to really do anything with that. So in the previous episode, I mentioned about having a mega dam here with like basically all of this storage for water, and I'm still going to do that. I just need to find a way to get up there, which I am trying to do now by placing in these stairs, and that brings me to, yep, right there, and then I can sort of work my way across with platforms. I do need to unlock the triple platform to do that, and I do need to get some more beavers involved with all of that stuff too. This is also not actually supplied by anybody. It means 2 of my buildings are now inactive, but they can be paused now. Actually, they can be demolished. 9 more extra wood for the builders to collect, and this will start dumping water in here periodically, and it will slowly fill this up with water and keep it topped up, and this whole area will be green. So my plan at the moment for this is still going to be the same. I'm going to place in a reservoir here, and I'm going to make this all water storage, probably up to this line here or maybe slightly higher. That will all be storage for water. I'm going to keep this dam in here so this also stays all nice and fresh. Eventually, when I unlock the dynamite, I will be dynamiting the entire way around here to do a full loop back into the river. Yes, it means it will be able to go all the way around, but I will be putting a dam in here. Then I will be adding in a pathway that goes around the back here, around here, and I'll be placing some barracks up here. So this will be their housing all together so that they will have a couple of statues around. So every time they go to bed, they will be affected by the statues. Now, on the other side of the river, when this is full, I predict that 95% of this area where my mouse is going will be green. So what I'm thinking will happen is that I will then put another district center over here. This area will be, that area back here will become, this whole area will become like a forest area with a bunch of lumberjacks, lots of foresters, and we will have our wood situation sorted. I will also need to put in some water pumpers down the side of the river, probably about here, so the district gate will go probably on this one here, just the other side of the river, and I'll have a district drop off and a distribution post. Same with here, I'll have them over here on this side. So these guys will then be the ones building this dam up here, and they will also be the ones that will eventually make their way across here. I'm actually planning on doing a little bit of a staircase and then building a bridge to cross here, and then I can put some buildings on here powered by an engine, and then step my way down to the mine, which will be placed here once I have unlocked that. Now the beavers seem quite unhappy. They have ran out of water because I've forgotten to unpause the water pumpers, which is not good. I always forget to do that, and it's always this big problem. And the reason why the water went so quickly is purely because this guy was just pumping away and just dumping it into here basically, and there was nothing replenishing it. So these are obviously high prioritized jobs, so it won't really matter and they'll get filled up pretty quickly. There's also no planks being made and no potatoes being cooked. Now that's fine. This is the cooked potato storage, and I was going to quickly place in the another storage back here, like so, for the regular potatoes. That can be placed in there. So we can store like 200 potatoes and then 200 cooked potatoes. So we can have like 400 potatoes all at once. This will get filled up pretty quickly, to be honest with you. So everything seems to be going really well. We have a lot of planks. I've actually built all of these. Everything is now built and ready to go. Hopefully all the beavers do not die of thirst, just because I forgot to unpause these. We have 20 beavers now, so I believe we are going to need to probably take these out and place in another water pump, and we'll quickly high prioritize the job and the construction site. So this gets built up really quickly, and that one unemployed beaver that's just been born will go straight into there, and we can have 3 water pumpers on the go at once. Hopefully that will solve our water problem. We've got tons of water storage anyway, so just taking out those two that were there does not make a lot of difference at all. So I believe I've left a big enough gap here to put the hauling post. I believe I do need to unlock it for 100 science. That's not the hauling post, that's the builder's hut. The hauling post can go in here, like so. That will be not necessarily filled with jobs very quickly, but eventually we will have some people in there and I can start having some buildings prioritized by haulers so that the beavers do not have to actually use them. Well, they don't have to go and get resources and give it to themselves and that kind of thing. I'm actually going to quickly pause this building over here so that we can have a little bit more water being stored and not just taken straight over here and dumped into this hole. Once this is all filled up, we won't have the issue with that taking too much water at all. So the builder's hut is now done. I'm going to quickly put that down to 4. Yes, it will say that the building lacks workers because we don't have 4 beavers currently old enough to go in there. I do want to quickly remove a scientist. He will go in there, and then I'm going to drop the priority of this job all the way down to 0, but prioritize it with haulers. So the job will no longer have somebody in there working, but the water pump will still work because the hauler will come and deliver the water to this area and fill it up slowly over time. The log over here situation is we're basically full. I'm going to quickly do what I did again over here. So I need the double platform in there and the single in here. I need to place the stairs up like that, and the staircase there, and then the storage on top like so. That will quickly get built up in no time, and we can store even more logs in this center bit. I'm pretty sure we can go up another layer, but the way I've built them is not going to be possible unless I come like around. And do like one that way, but that should store like 180, 180, and another 180 on top. But as soon as we get engines in here, we all eat through the log supply like there's no tomorrow. So I'm not really counting on there being many logs for long time. So yeah, I've also done it so that all the connections are connected, all the power. So if we put our district gate here, I can remove this path, build a connection along, build a little stair, we can still get over. It's full of water. Maybe it doesn't work when there's nobody in there. Oh, I just see. So it still works. It's just that it doesn't work. I don't really know. It would be quicker if I just dabbed it up and did that way, but can't do that yet because I don't have dynamite. So this staircase is now built, and then we can start by let's sort of checking it out and seeing if they can actually reach there. I'm not going to do any of the second district over here today or the housing today. Housing will be in the next episode, and the next episode after that we'll do this district over here. Today we're just focusing on filling up this with some water and leaving it like that. So planning this, let's actually just see if they can actually reach there. Just about. They should be able to build it for the most part. If not, these guys can pick up the work eventually when they have the time to do so. So quickly going to build in a couple more water dumps up here, maybe like 4 water dumps, and quickly build a path to all of these, and make the well, the job site's going to be built up over time. We'll unpause the planks and we'll prioritize that job too. And we'll get some planks underway, and I will see you guys once this is filled up with water, and we'll see how much green space we've got. So after a very, very, very long time waiting and actually preparing for the second district over here by placing in these farmhouses and some log storage and these water barrels, which are currently being built, we have almost filled up this whole water thing with the water dumps. I've added a bunch more water dumps since you guys last even checked in with me. I've done so much stuff off camera. I've added so many more water pumps and water barrel holders and all that fun stuff. And this is actually nearly finished. I think I've been sat here for about an hour. So I don't know what's quicker, using the water dump system or actually just blocking off this river and sort of flooding it in there. Eventually, I will dam. I'll blow a path in so the river will feed this, and I will also blow a path up here so the water will also come down this side and feed in this way too, and come all the way along here and come down to where this barrier is, which will be demolished eventually. So this is almost full, and it's been crazy just watching this fill up. I've had to deprioritize 7 jobs, and this is finally filling up. Now, I don't know how many of these water dumps I'm going to need to keep this all full up, and it's not even full yet. It's a couple more tiles to go. I believe I can actually unlock a gauge to go in here, like so, so I can actually gauge how deep this water is, and they should be able to build that because it's right on that corner there. So this is almost full, probably one more day filling up, and this will be done. But look at this green area it has created. I'm going to put a massive forest on this side and a farm in this area here. Obviously demolishing these paths that go along here. I was just trying to make the distance a little bit shorter. So the highest water level is 1.87, and it sort of dips quite a lot, to be fair. So I'm not really sure how many of these I can actually pause. So I'm going to pause that many and see if that will keep this all topped up. So obviously it's nighttime. The evaporation isn't actually all that bad in this game. I'm not too sure if I could actually deprioritize these jobs either, just purely because I've watched them and they don't really have the being prioritized by haulers. Really doesn't make too much of a difference. So I'm going to keep that on the left there. So it looks to me like 3 of those will actually keep that water level relatively high. I'll obviously have to pause these during dry seasons, and then this water will not sort of disappear and fall. So it will sort of dip up and down, but 3 should be that number. That is a good number to keep that going. So that should be fine. So what have I done while I was waiting for that to be done? Well, I have added in the 4 water dumps, water pumpers for this district. I have added these in, but I'm actually going to demolish these now. I'm going to do a big demolish for those because they were only really there for the purpose of this experiment, and I think that I have done all I need for that said experiment. And I can actually demolish like all of that as well, and all of those, and reclaim a bunch of resources from all of that. Hopefully this does actually keep this all stocked up. Yeah, it seems like it will keep it all stocked up to enough until we can get some dynamite, which I will sort of rush towards the next couple of episodes. So what have I added over here to prepare for this district? I've added 2 farmhouses, some log storage, some more water storage, which still needs to be built up. I'm quickly going to put in another lumber mill in here so we can make some more gears. I might even turn the secondary gear workshop on because we are needing gears for these big water medium tanks. I was going to say big tanks, but they do get slightly bigger when we get into the metal. So, in the next episode, we'll be working on the housing for our 36 beavers, which will be situated up here in this area, which I do not think will be remotely um, ever going to be green. I'm going to have to leave a little bit of a gap where I'm going to bring the water all the way around eventually. We do also need to put in some more lumberjack flags, or just in general some more wood storage. I have 886 wood, but we still have like nowhere to store any of this wood. So it's also something that we need to prioritize. I'm going to prioritize them to collect some of these stuff. So I believe the storage, oh no, there's plenty of storage for the planks. That's a really good feature, having that little bar there. It just lets you know, like, if there is actually enough storage for them. So planks are good. We just need gears. Oh, food. Food has absolutely took a dive. Why is that? Why is everyone just eating like all the food? Why is there like no carrots left? Where is all the carrots gone? Luckily, we got like 76 potatoes, so I can just basically just turn both of these on, up the priority all the way. We can have both those cracking out 4 potatoes for per each potato, and we can just build up the stock of food again. I think that the problem is we do actually need to start splitting up districts, maybe even taking out some of these trees and putting in maybe more farms over here might be a good idea, or just actually starting this whole farm up over here right now. But this is all staying nice and high at 1.9. It might go up higher. I think these are actually full of, yeah, they're full of water and they're not actually dumping anything. So I actually think, so I'm going to low prioritize these jobs and make sure they're all prioritized by haulers. So I'm going to quickly store water in here and water in here. Make sure they are getting their water storage. Cool. Yep, we have a drought in 3 days. But unfortunately, guys, that's where I'm going to leave today's episode here. Stay tuned to the next episode where we start our massive house project over here, or barracks project. And then an episode after that where we start work on our sort of mining area district with this massive lake for trees. But I hope you guys enjoy. Hope you guys do like my ideas. I hope to see you guys next time. Goodbye.